If there's any hope for Hollywood in the short to medium term, it lies in Tom Cruise. His films in general have been consistently good, unwoke, solid action movies, and just overall enjoyable blockbuster escapism. Now, I've reviewed some of his Mission Impossible films, and also films like Edge of Tomorrow and Oblivion. Two films that I think are very underrated. I really like those movies. He's also, of course, had huge success with Top Gun Maverick. And it now appears we're going to have yet more cruise control, with a spate of new movies from Tom Cruise on the way, including a third Top Gun movie and possibly a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow. This article is from The Hollywood Reporter. Top Gun 3 in the works at Paramount. The news follows Tom Cruise inking a headline-grabbing, though non-exclusive deal with Warner Brothers. Top Gun Maverick co-writer Aaron Kruger is penning a script for what would be a new installment, and sources say Maverick director Joe Kosinski would also return to direct. Puck first reported the news of Kruger's involvement. The intent is to reunite Tom Cruise with his next-gen co-stars Miles Teller and Glenn Powell. Now, I don't know how I feel about that actually. Firstly, like many people, I'm tired of Hollywood's reliance on sequels, but also prequels and reboots, that sort of thing. But if you're going to have a sequel, I guess you could do a lot worse than drawing on the source material of the massively successful Top Gun series, especially Top Gun Maverick, which it could be argued actually exceeded its predecessor. I don't think a third movie is really called for, however. Top Gun Maverick worked well on its own. It was a great throwback to the 1980s action movie era. It also felt like a good way to end that particular story. But it looks like the film was just too successful to not result in another sequel. What is potentially more interesting to me, however, is the prospect of a second Edge of Tomorrow film. This article is from Bounding Into Comics. Warner Brothers Discovery partners with Tom Cruise to develop new slate of original and franchise films. Studio reportedly hoping deal results in Edge of Tomorrow sequel. In an apparent recognition of the fact that the storied actor may be one of the last Hollywood creators to actually know what they're doing when it comes to their industry, Warner Brothers Discovery has officially partnered with Tom Cruise to breathe new life into the studio's screen-based creative endeavors. As announced by the studio on January 9th, this team-up will see the Edge of Tomorrow star working with the Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group's co-chairs and CEOs Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi to jointly develop and produce original and franchise theatrical films starring Cruise in 2024. Further, though both Warner Brothers Discovery and Cruise have yet to provide any details regarding their future project plans at the time of their partnership announcement, Masters, that's Kim Masters from The Hollywood Reporter, was apparently able to glean from her sources that DeLuca and Abdi have also hoped to lure Cruise back for a follow-up to the 2014 film Edge of Tomorrow, which the studio already had in development before they took over. Edge of Tomorrow is a great sci-fi movie from 2014. As you know, I reviewed this film last year. Alongside Tom Cruise, it also stars Emily Blunt, and it tells the story of an alien invasion and some time travel hijinks, great action sequences. It's an excellent movie. It works well on its own. I don't think the story necessarily calls for a sequel, but the basic engine of the story is a time travel gimmick where the day repeats over and over again, sort of Groundhog Day style. I would hope that some fresh spin would be applied to this concept, but there has been a lot of fan interest over the years in a sequel to this movie. What do you guys think? Would you want to see a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow? But there's no mention of the possibility of a sequel to the 2013 sci-fi movie Oblivion, another movie that's about an alien invasion. Now, I'm possibly in the minority here, but I actually think Oblivion is just a little bit better than Edge of Tomorrow. I have really grown to like this movie a lot, and I think there's huge scope for a sequel in a way that might feel more organic than trying to create a sequel out of Edge of Tomorrow. A version of the character of Jack Harper is alive at the end of the first Oblivion movie, and there could be another attempt at a planetary takeover by another Tet space station, and we could possibly learn more about the aliens and their origin in a subsequent film. There's also potential there to tell the story of the rebuilding of human civilization on Earth by the survivors in the midst of a second attack by the Tet aliens. What do you guys think? If they're doing Tom Cruise sequels and franchise films, why not Oblivion? It's a very underrated movie, and with the right script and director at the helm, there is potential there for a good sequel. I am much more open to the idea of a follow-up to that film rather than Edge of Tomorrow. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for more if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.